Hello dear children, now today we will see how to find the focal length of a given convex lens. Now see, this is a convex lens. As I have told you, convex lens is bulgy in middle and from the edge it is thinner. Okay, so this is a convex lens and here is a stand which is used to measure the or hold the lens, or a mirror. Last year you have seen about a mirror. This time we will hold a lens here on the stand. Okay, so this is a stand. Now we are going to place this lens in front of our source, that is a window. We have taken the source here as a window, and from window whatever is observed, that we will see it on the screen. Now this is a screen what we are going to take the image on that. We'll place the screen here, and now you could see here we are going to place the stand in between, okay, on the table, as well as there is a screen. On the screen now you could see an image which is little blurred. You have to concentrate on the window or either the tree. I have concentrated on the window grills because it is clear. As it is clear, you have to hold and stop the screen. Place the screen at wherever you could see the image very clearly. Okay, that clear image you have to mark down the distance of the screen from the lens. Okay, now we'll keep away the screen and we'll mark down the lens also. Here the table line already is giving me the marking, and we will mark down the distance of the 2 points whatever we have taken. Two points whatever we have taken here in centimeter, from 0 to, it is coming here as 18 point, you could see 18.8. okay, so that is distance from the screen to our lens, middle portion of the lens. Okay, that distance it comes 18.8 centimeter. This distance we call it as focal length of this convex lens. Thank you. Yes. Yesterday what we have seen is to find out the focal length of a given convex lens. Okay, so we have found out the focal length of this convex lens. Okay, you could see it is bulgy in between, but thinner in comparison with this convex lens. You could see this convex lens is thicker, bulgy, more bulgy than the previous one. Okay, so both of these lenses will have different focal length. But so no focal length. If two of you are given different lenses, you will have different focal length. So this is more bulgy than the previous one what we are using now. Okay, so the focal length of this convex lens will be less, and the focal length of this convex lens will be more than this one. Now our eye lens, when we will study the eye, we will find why the focal length we require to change. That we will explain afterwards. First understand when the object is at different position. Okay, then where will be the image form, what will be the nature of the image. Okay, so nature of the image and the objects where it is been placed, we have marked down on this table. Okay, last time I have explained you about the diagram, how to draw the diagram, as well as where the object is kept and where will be the image form. Here you know this table as well as diagram. Now we are going to prove whether it is correct or not. So at infinity you have already seen the image is formed at focal length or at principal focus, okay, and that image is point image, very small or diminished. Image is real and inverted. Real image means it is taken on the screen. Inverted, upside down, okay, head and leg, if you see, it will be, head will be down and leg will be on the principal axis, okay. So that is, now we are going to see the image object kept beyond 2f1 and where will be the image formed, how the size of the image and real or inverted. When we are doing this practical or experiment now, you are supposed to open the book, that is page number 83, refer as I am showing you the diagram or either the practical, refer this table, okay. So let's start. First we'll start with when object here I have taken here as a candle. You could see a candle and this candle is placed beyond 2f1. This is 2f1, f1, okay. So beyond 2f1 means away from 2f1, infinity is still away, okay. So my object is beyond 2f1. Now here we have a screen like yesterday, okay. We have two sides, both the sides we have focal length, both the sides we have principal focus, both the sides we have center of curvature or 2f, okay. So now we will keep the screen or place the screen and try to take the image of the clear image of the object. You could see here the image is seen inverted. Okay, you could see the image, okay, it is upside down, inverted, as well as image is there found in between f2 and 2f2, okay. Image is taken formed in between f2 and 2f2, okay, as well as it is inverted, and see the size, it is real and inverted, as well as it is smaller in size, okay. The next third one, we will keep the object at 2f1, okay. We will keep the object at 2f1, okay. And now again we will try to take the image, okay. See here, you have got the image at 2f2, okay. It is real, inverted and bigger in little same size, okay. It is same size that of the object. Yes, it is same size. Next point, what you have to, object has to be placed in between 2f1 and f1. Now where we are supposed to get the image. See here, where we are getting the image, clear image, you stop the screen there, okay. Here you could see the image is formed, yes, beyond 2f2, beyond, okay, beyond 2f2, it is enlarged, large in size and real and inverted, okay. See, large in size, real and inverted. Now we are going to keep the object at f1, okay. We are going to keep the object at f1 and we will place our screen somewhere it should be at infinity. Because of the light, too much of light could not make out properly. Here somewhere the image is formed. Here. It is very big. Okay, if it would be dark, then you would have seen, but here somewhere at infinity, that is infinity is away from 2f. See here somewhere the image is formed. It is very enlarged, okay, and inverted. Okay. You have paused or stopped? See, now the object is kept in between F1 and the optical center, that is O. Okay, now we have to see where the image is formed. Actually now it is very close to the lens. Image is formed through the lens, the other side. This principle is used in your microscope. Okay, so whenever you want to enlarge the object or magnify the object, you have to keep the object in between F1 and the optical center, so that you could enlarge the object and see. You could see the object from this side, which will be enlarged, and the image is formed on the same side of that object. So yes, it will be seen enlarged. Refer the table as I am showing you the practical. Refer the table and see that whether it is correct or not. And thank you. I thank Miss Kumud also for shooting the video. Thank you so much. Hello dear children. Today we are going to study human eye. Okay. Before that, again we will see the lenses. Like that type of lenses are there in our human eye. But it is muscular. That means it can make bulgy, or either it can become flattened or it can become bulgy. Now how the human eye works and how it's the construction of the human eye, let's see. So here you could see a human eyeball. Okay, it is situated in the socket of your skull. So it has two sockets. Our human eye has two sockets and we have two eyeballs. Okay, so it is a muscular structure, okay, fleshy, and it is round, spherical, and its diameter, the diameter of the eyeball is 2.4 centimeters. There are many things inside, many organs are there where this system is working. So let's study those organs which are continuously working for the sensation of light. So this eye, human eye, or either any animal's eye, works on the sensation of light. Okay, so let's see. This is a eyeball, spherical, which is having diameter 2.4 centimeter. Now inside the eyeball, okay, I'll remove out one part. You could see this transparent substance. Okay, it is transparent membrane. It is a live membrane, transparent. It is called as cornea. Okay, where light enters through this cornea. After entering, also light refracts to this cornea. So it is a very thin membrane which we call it as cornea. Inside the cornea, see how it is placed here. Okay, inside the cornea, there you could see your blue color part. Okay, blue color part, that is a fleshy membrane. Okay, this membrane is called as iris. This iris is having different colors according to the person or according to the genetic character. Okay, you could have seen different color iris in animals also, like green color, red color in rabbit. Okay, same way green color eyes also many of those no people have. You must have seen Aishwarya Rai's eye, or either many of the actors also which have different colors. Nowadays we could put artificial color also for our iris. They give a lens for coloring your eye. So your iris is having different color according to your genetic character. Now how this iris work? It is having a depression here. Okay, hole we can say. The iris is muscular. See my fingers. Okay, those iris, it is muscular. It can widen, expand or contract. Okay, it expands when there is less amount of light, and it contracts when there is more light. So it accommodates your light to enter your eye. So it has a capacity of accommodation for the light to enter inside your eye. If light is too much, then it becomes, this hole which is there, it becomes small or either big. Now what we call this as? It is called as pupil. Okay, that depression you could see, that is called as pupil. Okay, this outer part we call it as iris, which have the capacity to expand, to relax, either to contract or relaxed. Okay, so that power we call it as, power of that iris we call it as power of accommodation. Got that? And it has different color. It has the power of accommodation. If intensity of light is more, it contracts. If intensity of light is less, as if you want to see it in the evening or at night, it relaxes so that it could capture more amount of light. Power of accommodation for cat, if you want, it has more, so that we could see, cat could see in the moonlight. Okay, cat could see the things in the dark also, because its power of accommodation is more. So the next part what comes for the eye is the lens. Here the lens which is shown is opaque substance, but actually our lens is like that, transparent. Okay, instead of holding this, I will hold this lens. Okay, so we have in our eye a lens after the pupil. The next part is the lens. Lens is a transparent as per this lens, glass lens, but this lens is non-living. Our lens is living, and we can make it thinner, bulgy more, or either flat. Okay, to make it flat or bulgy, what it is been hold or either been supported by fibers, by muscle. Okay, so that muscle we call it as ciliary muscle. Whenever light enters, whenever you want to see close thing, nearby thing, then your lens muscles get pressed and your lens become bulgy. If you want to see far things, these muscles get expanded, enlarged, and this lens becomes flat. Okay, so it accommodates. Your muscles helps the contraction and relaxation. That is, it helps to increase the focal length or to decrease the focal length of your eye lens. Okay, when your ciliary muscles are not working properly, during the day, if you are subjected towards the television or either the mobile, the ciliary muscles keeps on moving and its power becomes it becomes weak, and because of that then we have to place a specs, artificial again lens in front of your eye to adjust the focal length. Okay, so this is, next part is the lens. Further, as we have seen, when rays of light travels from the lens, it refracts. Same thing happens in your eyes, it refracts, but the image is taken on the screen. Okay, on the screen you have seen all the images are inverted. Same way the images inside your eye also is inverted, and it is taken on a screen. That screen we call it as retina, which is inside the eyeball. Okay, so that screen is called as retina. This retina is being is been adjusted, or either there are optical nerves on the retina, on the screen. These optical nerves takes the signal. Okay, this signal is carried. Optical nerves carry this signal to your brain, and your brain analyzes this signal and tells you what you are observing, or either what you could read or see. Okay, so all those, your retina also detects the color also. So it has light sensitive cells. Okay, two types of cells are there, rod cells and cone cells. Okay, so these cells also detects the color. So you could see the leaves are green color, flower red color. You could see the color. So that detection, that difference also can be made by the eyes. Okay, I hope you have understood. Many terms are there. Yes, one more thing. What our eye is having a distinct vision. If you take your book very close, today you try it, take the book very here. If you take your book very close, today you have to do that activity. Take the book very close and then take it very little far and stop at a point where you could see very clearly. Okay, and measure that distance. If you don't use the spectacles and if your eyes are normal, that time this distance from your eye is 25 centimeter. Okay, if your eyes are not normal, that distance will change. So the distinct vision for the normal eye is 25 centimeter. Okay, my vision, my distinct vision has naturally changed because I have spent a lot of age, okay, by seeing, and my ciliary muscles also have got weak. So I am using this lens, correct, no, to see, and it corrects my distinct vision. So my distinct vision has changed, but if you want, you can try your distinct vision, and if it is not 25 centimeter, that means your eye is about to get a defect. Okay, so you have to correct your eye by wearing the spectacle, but not of your choice. You have to go to the doctor, optician, to get it checked. Okay, so that is the distinct vision of a normal eye is 25 centimeter. Okay, hope you have understood. Please read the human eye, its construction, its working. Okay, have a great day.